most players, not everybody, and that's why they don't all do it, but there are many who recognize the value not only to their brand, as we go back to the City Connect jerseys, but their own brand, and we humanize these guys.
First timer on FT, it's Karl Ravech, lead ESPN play-by-play commentator, and you can hear Ravi on Sunday Night Baseball, Home Run Derby, Little League World Series, and the College World Series is coming up too. So Ravi, great to have you on here for the first time. Are you ready for your probably most grueling stretch the next few months?
Yeah, fun stretch, and I have my hat on backwards, which I think is part of the show. I'm happy to do that. I'd like to bring that to our own shows on Sunday night. Yeah, this is a good period. These are two really good events, and on the rare occasion you get a chance to see kids playing Little League Baseball, then college baseball, and then Major League Baseball. So yeah, it's nice, and I'll be honest, and these guys probably can both attest to it. You get a little break during the Major League season from the Major League game. In a lot of ways, it's reinvigorating. It's refreshing. It's nice to see a different group playing baseball.
Do you guys like the ode to AJ and Kratz?
I do. Normally, every time I see Karl, his hair is perfectly coiffed, and he's in a nice, I saw him in spring training a couple times, and he was like perfectly made up. So to see him outside of his element is
he look younger.
I would tip my cap, but my hat's on backwards.
Yeah, it's a good look.
What is it? Give me a little foul territory. Give me a little update. How does this work? What do you guys get into? The weekly, the daily? What are we talking about?
Okay, so actually, this is relevant for him. We should get his take because so Sunday Night Baseball this Sunday is Cubs Cardinals, correct?
Right.
So we were just breaking down the Cardinals City Connect uniforms. Some City Connect are awesome. Some they miss, and then some just don't try. So that was the one we were struggling with here. So the topic we had just before we brought you on is Mason Wynn's response to the Cardinal City Connects. I don't know if you saw it. We could run it again for you if you want. It's like a 5-second answer, or I could just tell you. He literally was asked, and he goes, "They're City Connects." And he's a swaggy dude. He's young, he's slick, he's cool. And if he says they're City Connects, and he's a rookie basically on the team, like he's basically saying what a train wreck this was.
Look, you tell me. How many uniform attempts, even of any 30 teams, go over really well? Like, let's see, if we broke down the uniforms, how many fall into the nailed it category? How many fall into the it's okay? And how many fall into that's just complete garbage? I don't know if it's 10, 10, and 10, but all of this stuff is so subjective to how you feel about it. I mean, you see the bright blue City Connect uniforms in Boston. Like bright blue has very little to do with the city. I believe it's tied to the Boston Marathon tragedy, and I think so. Obviously, a worthwhile cause. But Mason's response to seeing blue on his shirt. I don't know, how do Arenado and Goldschmidt feel about it? What does Adam Wainwright think about it? I just don't think it's easy to throw a blanket over this stuff and have mass appeal and mass acceptance of it. It's look, there's a lot. Are there more haters out there than lovers? I mean, people just like to jump on the other side of it and say that sucks. Why are we doing that? It's terrible.
They're doing it because they're trying to sell jerseys, Karl. Let's be serious here. But
I understand that part. I get. So whether Mason Wynn likes it isn't relevant to the selling of the jerseys. If people going into the stands like it and buy it, that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. True. It reminds me, Karl, when you used to go to London before you were too big time, to go to London, like some of us have to go to London this year, it reminds you if you had to go to the bathroom. I'm going to the loo.
So you're pooping on the jerseys. What you're doing, AJ?
No, I didn't say that. Maybe I'm not pooping. Maybe I'm peeing on them. I don't know. Maybe I'm something on them. I'm just saying, since you guys used to be cool and used to go to London, now you guys want to do.
There's going to be a crew in London. We're going.
I know it's just
London.
It's just not you and Coney and Eddie. I get it. It's you guys are Dodgers, Yankees. It's totally understandable. I get it. Fox Listen, Fox doing the same thing, so I get it. They're Smoltz, Davis, Yankees, Dodgers, Pierzynski, Wainwright. You guys go across the pond. We understand how it works.
Look, there's a lot of benefits to going across the pond. You know that.
Absolutely, it's going to be a good vacation.
Yes.
Great vacation.
Yeah, you got a week out there. Hey, Ravi, I have a question, big picture for you. So my favorite part of Sunday Night Baseball and what makes it different is the interactions with players. And same thing. Hey, trust me, I've done it too. I did the YouTube games back in the day. And it's like you get plenty of fans that love and appreciate what's going on there. Obviously, you're going to get haters that are like, I don't want anything. I just want the game. Like, cool. Okay. Well, then listen to the radio or take 5 seconds off. Like, I love it. I think it brings younger fans into the fold. I think it opens up our sport to more access, which I think is still a problem with our sport. Access and playing up entertainment when there is drama in our sport versus, say, NBA and NFL, which obviously gets covered a ton on ESPN. So I just wanted to get your state of baseball media and how you think that helps, right? Like things that you guys do on Sunday Night Baseball.
Right. Well, I am I'm not even objective about the value of having Ozzy Albies wear a microphone, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Martin. It doesn't matter. The idea that we get a chance to see who the players are, and I'm sure that most players, not everybody, and that's why they don't all do it, but there are many who recognize the value not only to their brand, as we go back to the City Connect jerseys, but their own brand. And we humanize these guys. Like for so many years, I'm not sure that we idolized them. And part of the idolization was the idea that you didn't have access to them. And now between Players Tribune and the way that players all would like to have their voice heard, here's an incredible way to get the guys to have their voices heard. And the way that they are able to do it, the sensitivity that we all have to the time of game. It's obviously done early in the game. It's not late innings. We obviously know the game well enough to try to stay out of their ears when a pitch is being thrown. There's no problem that I've recognized with any of them pausing. I mean, Brandon Marsh had a ball hit to him in the middle of an answer, caught it, continued his answer, said, thanks for having me. Same with Josh Young at third base for the Rangers. There has yet to be a disaster, and God forbid we have one of those, which will ignite the embers of those that are saying this is garbage, just focus on the game. But if I hear Rafael Devers laugh during a game and it can humanize him, then I think we all win, and he does for sure. Red Sox fans do, but man, let's recognize that these are human beings wearing uniforms who have lives, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, outside of baseball. And if we can get to know them a little bit better, recognize that they're dealing with similar things that we deal with off the field, whether it's illness in a family, death of a pet, birth of a child, whatever it is, if they're willing to go there, it humanizes them. I think it helps grow the game. I think the younger generation appreciates it, and I think for the most part, Ronnie, the players have often said to us after, how can I do that? When can I be a part of that? It's so quick, and it seems like now when we do it, if you have the earpiece and microphone on, it's about a guarantee for a 1-2-3 inning, and you're going to answer 2 or 3 questions. It's automatic.
You asked to start this whole thing off. What is YouTube? What is FT about? What is Foul Territory about? This is exactly what we're about. We've had over 280 active player guests on here to
400.
Humanize.
400.
How many?
400.
400 active. I said 280. I missed a few days, Carl, okay? But, because baseball misses this stuff. And so I love that you guys are doing that. I love that it sells the game because it's selling the product on the field, not a vanilla, hey, everybody has to paint their house white kind of idea. So you're doing the College World Series. How do we tap into that? I get it. You put some college or high school kids on the mic and you're going to maybe get some things that maybe aren't quite as polished. You'll get some, good, okay. But how do we as baseball grow that so that this game can grow the way that I think it should grow, and the reason that we started this show?
It's a great question. Don't think that the idea of asking a college player or a little leaguer to do the same thing has not been brought up. I promise you that concept has been broached. And look, similar to Major League Baseball, as you know, and AJ knows this, and Ronnie knows this. Look, the first answer is no. The first answer is we're pushing back. We've got to kind of get our head wrapped around this. It's changed. There's definitely more of a progressive approach to it. There's still challenges in getting access. You guys all know it because you deal with major league teams. Some are more cooperative than others. Some have really warmed to the idea. Others haven't. The college game, Little League, the reason that they are, two of my favorite things that I've done over 30 plus years at ESPN is because, like I said, there's a refreshing nature. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube clip of the Virginia Cavaliers eating bananas like it's corn on the cob. We've learned from college kids, they're funny, they're smart, they're silly. Like that's what makes the College World Series so much fun, and even more so the Little League World Series. We're blessed because you get really good players. And look, we've all been to Little League games. I don't know how many of you have had children go through it, but look, in the beginning, it's a bit of a chore. We're not good yet. We don't deserve to be on any stage, let alone talking on a microphone or having a camera on us. But by the time they get to Williamsport, they're really good teams with really good players with decent personalities, and it's our job to kind of mine the gold. Like you tell us who are the kids that like to communicate. The great part about that is other kids who aren't necessarily the outgoing ones get a chance to see it, and they say, well, this is an opportunity. Maybe I'd like to try that. Ask me some questions. So I'm 100% on board with trying to spread the wealth. We've seen it now at the Field of Dreams. We see it during All-Star games. The PGA Tour does it. I think at one point during one of our Sunday night segments, LeBron James was talking about how much he enjoyed it and wants to bring it to basketball. Again, it's not for everybody. It's not for every player, but it is for those who want to be engaged and let people see another side of them. And my gosh, like Ronnie said, for one half of an inning, the idea that we're going to get on our lawn or get off my lawn about just focus on the game. Prior to the pitch clock, many players were bored by the game, and they're happy to do some different things as long as it doesn't interfere, with the end result. And again, knock on wood, we haven't had that happen yet.
Carl, by the way, the pitch clock's the greatest thing that ever happened to baseball. I'm sorry. As far as speed of game, especially, for a broadcaster like you, a play-by-play guy, you don't get to get as many words in, but for the analyst, it is great because it happens so fast. But other than that, they need to bring in – it's college there. They need to bring it a little bit more into Little League because the Little League games run long. But the one great thing I will say about the Little League baseball is you say, oh, some kids aren't into it, some kids don't do this. But every once in a while, you get that one kid. Remember the kid a couple years ago? My name is Karl Ravech, and I hit bombs or whatever.
Yeah.
Things like that. Those are the kids that people still make memes about them on Instagram and Twitter and all that. Because every once in a while, about once a year, you get that one kid. And in college, you get the kid from Virginia. What's his name? We had him on the show, Steven. The closer with that are just so great on the mic that I think more people are willing to do it. So I say thank you to you guys for doing it. I know we try it at Fox, and like you said, some teams are into it, and they're more like, let's do it in the dugout, with a starting pitcher or someone that's not playing, and I get it, but it still is cool to hear, like Miguel Rojas, I think you guys had on, and the ball was hit to him. He's like, oh, crap, hold on, I got to go field this grounder, or Brandon Marsh, like, oh, I got to go catch the ball. Like, that's awesome to hear, and then you hear him breathing hard, and you're like, oh, and you realize, man, baseball's kind of hard. It's a little more athletic than I thought.
Yeah, Big Al was that dude's name. I think he was a New Jersey kid. Big Al was the guy that hits dingers. I appreciate that. Thank you, and I'll be sure to mention it to the production crew, et cetera, because it's the idea of people behind the scenes, and to the credit of Cody and Eduardo, look, there's a trust factor too. The players certainly recognize those that are asking the questions are not going to hopefully put them in an uncomfortable position, and it becomes it becomes a two-way conversation. Ideally, it's not an interview. It's really more of a conversation where they open up doors and you walk right down them. I know just this last Sunday, Ozzy was talking about his aquarium, and he talked about petting his fish, which, as a guy that prefers grass to water, I wouldn't think about petting a fish. But Eduardo immediately followed up and said, "You got to help me understand what petting a fish really means." And you could just see how light he was on his feet talking about this stuff. It's personal to him. It means something to him. The fan questions and getting them to engage with the players. And to their credit, thankfully, it feels like the players respect the idea that the fan has kind of gone out of their way to send a question in because they're interested in you. And that's so critical. So, yeah, Little League and college stuff, I think a lot of times they afford you opportunities to get to know them personally that you wouldn't get with Major League Baseball. The access that Little League gives people like Julie Foudy, who is an absolute rock star on the Little League World Series, whether it's driving around in her swag mobile and asking them questions, whether it's pregame interviews. Look, it's different. It's Little League. There's no great animosity. They all like each other. They all hang out. They spend time with each other for a week and a half. To your point, the Little League World Series to me now has become what we all tend to do with series on different streaming platforms. It's binge watching for about 10 or 11 nights out of the summer. And the audience that the Little League World Series appeals to is very different than the college game and the Major League game. And I live in a neighborhood where there are people between the ages of kids who are 5 years old and men and women who are 95. And it literally crosses all of those age groups that they will come up to me when they see me and they would absolutely talk about the Little League World Series. Not Sunday Night Baseball, not the College World Series, not how Mississippi State hit a walk-off and won it, not about SEC. They love to talk about the Little League World Series because it has this mass appeal. It brings people back to when they were younger, to when they watched their kids or their grandkids. It allows the kids to see others their age. It just works. And over the course of the 11 days, you get to know Big Al. You get to know Louis Lappy, who hit the walk-off home run for California last year. It's a warm-up. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of, and they are the players setting the stage. Here are the themes. Oh, that team was really good. Oh, they have one great pitcher. Wow, that team has the 2 girls on it who are really good players. And day 7, day 8, day 9, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see the California kids. They are the kids from Curacao. They have such great personalities. All of those things work so that when we conclude it on a Sunday afternoon on ABC, the number of people who flip on Sunday or Monday night and they're like, wait, it's over? Oh, shoot, now we got to wait again. So the binge watching is over. The series, in a sense, has ended, and we'll do it again next year.
Karl, last one real quick, because we have Brent Rooker. He plays for the Oakland Athletics. You guys haven't had him on Sunday night yet.
Good and a good college program. Good hitter in college.
Yeah, Mississippi State, Hail State, won the Triple Crown in the SEC, even though you think the SEC sucks. But we'll have you on again, and we'll argue about that. Now,
the SEC sucks.
You go, the Little League is better than the SEC, but it's fine. They're probably going to get 10 or 11 teams in. Okay, so Karl, last one before we go. The College World Series is coming up. I love college baseball. I love watching Little League baseball. I'll binge watch both of them. Last year we had Paul Skeens. Is it going to be Hagen Smith this year? Who's going to be the guy that everyone's like, this is the guy I have to watch in Omaha? Because obviously it was Skeens and Cruz. Who is it this year?
And Langford last year. Again, this all depends on which teams get there. Could it be Arkansas and Hagen Smith? Absolutely. Could it be Oregon State and their best hitter? Absolutely. Could it be Jack Caglione, the two-way player for Florida? Absolutely. But in order for it to become any one of those or anybody else, as you know, you got to get to that stage. So the 8 teams that make it, it's likely to be one of those dudes from one of those teams. I'm not sure how long we can talk about Smith if Arkansas is not there, or we can talk about Caglione if Florida's not there. So you hope that the Stars get there. Last year, it obviously aligned with LSU getting there and Langford with Florida getting there, and how much of an impact he's had on the Rangers. So you got to get there, and it will be, if it is those teams, it will be multiple players. But Skeens clearly dominating the major leagues in the way he is just showed you that there was no fluke in college, and we were really lucky to have LSU there and have him dominate. The only thing that didn't happen was he didn't get a chance to put his nails on in the last game. We were all thinking, is he going to come in? Like, is he going to put those on? Or are we going to get Skeens? And it never got to that spot. But shoot, I'm an SEC basketball guy all winter, and I love SEC baseball.
It means more. It just means more.
Yeah.
They don't understand. These two Northerners, they just don't understand. It just means more. They don't get it. They don't understand.
We got Ballbuster City right here every day, so don't take it personal. But, Carl, we love what you do. Appreciate you, man.
I've had a lot of shit thrown my way. None of it's personal.
This show, Foul Territory, is hosted by all former major leaguers, plus me, just trying to keep up with these guys, right? So we are into daily health, energy, gut health, the whole deal. Pretty obvious. So we want to talk about AG1. I first gave AG1 a try because a friend recommended it to me a while back, and it's helped me on many levels. Focus, stress, gut health, big one for me. I'm also allergic to gluten and dairy, and this covers both categories there. So make sure you take ownership of your health by visiting drinkag1.com/Val. But I'm not the only one, because this on the desk here right now, and I've been on the road a lot, so I've got my travel packets. Mr. Kratz is drinking AG1 as well.
Dude, the travel packets are a game changer. Just this weekend, we took it to Kansas City. You're in a hotel. They're not like all of it. Like, yes, you can find the juice places, but it's nothing like what's in these packs. Mm-hmm. For me, like just the energy that I have, and I just feel more alert because I don't drink energy drinks.
Yep.
And it's great. It is awesome. Obviously at home it's awesome, but the travel packs are the real G.
Listen, I know I'm 37. I know I look great, but I'm looking out. I'm checking the mail for my packets. I'm checking the mail for my packets, Crassy.
This is what happens. You recommend to a family or friend. So we got you then, okay? So you replace your multivitamin just with AG1. You don't need, to fill up your shelf. Just it's one packet, or obviously you have the tub and one scoop, which includes prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes for gut support. And yes, you can recommend it to friends, formulated based on the latest science and maintains high quality standards if you're of age. It's kind of one size fits all, which is great. So it's a foundational nutritional supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health. And if there's one product we would recommend to elevate your health, it is AG1. So we're excited to welcome them as a new partner to the FT fam. So if you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/foul, F-O-U-L. That's drinkag1.com/foul. Go check it out.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.